Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Wherever you are, welcome to Note to Self, where we show you just how easy it is for you to be able to use AI to create what you need, what you want, and most importantly, something that makes you money. We're going to be using DeepSeek today. I just wanted to show you how easy it really is for you to get into this AI thing. Uh, and you need to get onto it as fast as you possibly can. We're growing bigger, better, bolder, and more day in and day out. And there is going to be a time, just like everything, where the market will be saturated. Again, welcome to Note to Self. And I am your host, Sean, hoping that you are continuing to enjoy a awesome year. So I got an idea for a project that we can work on. I got two instances of DeepSeek up, but I'm probably only going to need one. In order to interface with DeepSeek, I don't like typing, it takes too long, so I have speech to text recognition uh, on the leftmost side. And we're going to use this system in order to develop an application that I believe is important. Now, when people typically use AI and they generate prompts for you, they generate prompts that are typically customizable. And so, what I'm going to have DeepSeek do first is I'm going to have DeepSeek look for videos, look for captions, look for descriptions that have these kind of prompts in them. And then after that, that's going to give us our example mockup prompt, or example mockup prompts, plural. We're next going to take and make an application that will allow you to insert into the brackets what you actually want to insert into the brackets simply by typing it into some input sections. Then a prompt will be generated that has the information that you wanted to put in there. So instead of you having to bring it into a document or into another input field of some sort and remove the brackets natively, right? Remove the bracket yourself. The application will simply do just that for you. This way you can save a ton of prompts and change those prompts on a whim. And this is going to help for a lot of the projects that I've been working on. So that's why I want to build it. We're going to use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in order to build this thing out. And we're going to try to get it done before I have to go to my 9 to 5. It's not 9 to 5. It's a 1 to 10, but that's besides the point. Let's really get into it. So first, I'm going to go over here into my text to speech, and I speak very candidly. I'm not necessarily the most professional speaker, okay, as you guys all know. Nonetheless, we're going to get this done. I'm looking to build an app that restructures prompts or inserts uh, the user's information into the proper sections of the prompt without the user having to uh, delete the brackets themselves. They can just put into the proper input fields the information that is necessary, and the prompt will be reconstructed with that information in it so that they could then copy and paste that into their AI of choice. What I need of you before we begin doing that, don't make anything, don't write anything, but I need you to do research on what these kind of prompts typically look like. The way you're going to go about finding information or doing the research is the first place that you're going to head it is differing uh, AI subreddits that have prompts that can be used by others. After that, you're next going to look at YouTube videos, and specifically their transcription and description if you have access, to see, once again, prompts that those individuals use and allow for manipulation or allow for modifications. You're lastly going to head to places like Facebook. Again, AI subreddits or AI Facebook places, Twitter AI places, and any other AI places that you can find that specifically showcase prompts to be used for productivity and just building, because that's what people do with AI at the end of the day, they create. With that being said, before beginning to do the research, I want you to first give me a summary of what I asked of you to do, and then allow me to instruct you and guide you further before executing any actions. So I specify these things because DeepSeek has a tendency to get to work right away, and it doesn't necessarily take into consideration what it is that you're really requesting. Like, it's not as accurate if you just let it go on. So if you put in place reasons for it not taking actions, or you specify not to take any actions, then it will do an analysis or an evaluation of what it is that you're speaking about, what you're talking about, and then it will deep think. I wanted to deep think about it, and then I wanted to do some research, but it may not do the research initially because I just want it to list basically the tasks that need to be done and how it plans on executing them. So we're going to throw this into DeepSeek, load it up, and see what DeepSeek begins to spit out. And again, this is relatively easy to do. It's not necessarily even a learning thing. You just have to be cognizant of the mistakes that AI typically makes. And then you have to speak in a way to assist in mitigating said mistakes. So I specified where it should be going. Typically, it only reads 10 web pages, so that is what it is. I asked it to go to YouTube, Facebook, and Reddit. Reddit probably is more accessible than the other two without API calls. So we're just letting it do its thing. It's getting its think on. It says I want it to, and then it specifies. As you can see, it has YouTube transcript analysis, Facebook, Twitter. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it has the transcript access, but hopefully it does. It says it needs to start with a summary of what it's been asked to do, and then it's looking for information, authoritative searches. It says in group, whatever that is, research based insights into prompt structure. So it's doing all of that research. And then it says I have a review. I have reviewed your request and available information before executing any new research. I'm confirming my understanding and provide you with the fundamental insights found in the search results. It says I have asked it to conduct AI subreddit research, YouTube videos, other online communities. The foundational research, how to how productive prompts are typically structured, and assign experts, so the purpose and description, role, persona, like this. Provides background goals, framing, and then subreddits, prompt engineering, etc., etc. So I say, okay, the research that you have here is good. Um, However, I see your examples, and these are snippets or examples of completed prompts, which is okay. However, I am also used to seeing prompts that have sections where you would insert key information. So when the prompt is presented to users, it might say insert topic here. It might say um, insert description here, or insert avatar here, or it will have sections like that. So I'm looking for um, references like those, because those are going to be the basis of how our code is going to parse through information in order to insert the information that a user would want to insert. And the reason why I'm going about even creating this, because many people may ask, why do why do all this when AI is here, right? You can simply ask AI to redo um, text for you, right? Redo a prompt for you, reorganize a prompt for you, insert the proper things based on a paragraph of information that I have for you. Um, the reason is simple. I'm telling you right now, guys, we don't want to become dependent on AI. Okay, we don't want to be. We want to, as much as we can, separate from AI. We should. Why? Because the people who are creating the AI are not necessarily creating the AIs for your enjoyment. They're creating it for your continued engagement, and ultimately to make you dependent on it so that you continuously pay them. Okay. And I don't know about you, but I like to get the moolah, the cheddar, the greenbacks, the Sacagaweas, the Jeffersons, the Franklins, the Benjamins, the Washingtons, even the Lincolns. I like to get that money. Okay. And I don't want to be spending it when I don't have to spend it. So um, we have this here. It says it understands. It's showing me, again, the roles that are typically in there: text, question, idea, or ideal customer persona, etc. Right? As you can see here, I need a user interface that will make it easy for blank, ideal customer to um, goal with minimal effort and time. Right? This is definitely even something I probably need to be using. Okay, so now we're gonna go and we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna say okay. It appears that you do understand what it is that I was talking about. So now, knowing or understanding that, I understand that you understand, and I do believe that we have a relatively nice amount of research now. We're going to use what research we have in order to properly construct a application that will allow a user to take a prompt, format it in any of these ways, right? And um, paste it into the application. After pasting it into the application then parses the information and serves the user um, a page that has input fields. Each input field will be linked to the space or section where information needs to be inserted into the prompt. After the person has pasted or texted what they need into those input fields, or the relevant information into those input fields, they confirm, and a new prompt is created, or a updated prompt is created, holding the information um, that they needed to insert, but removing items that are unnecessary, such as the word role or the word task or unnecessary parentheses or brackets or greater than, less than signs, etc. So we paste this in. I feel like I've kind of given detailed information with this caveat. The app needs to be built without dependencies, and it also needs to be built using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Um, I would appreciate it being compiled in an HTML format and being web view compatible so that it will also work on smartphones. Um, I thought I had one more thing, but I can't remember it, so I'm going to paste that here now. Okay. Um, which means it also may need to be DOM compatible. DOM compatible. Okay, let me. Okay. So we have that 1046 and we're going to send that up. So uh I chose HTML, CSS, and JavaScript because it's relatively easy for me to look at the code and see whether or not it works. I can also, there are so many generators or renderers online that are free that will allow you to manipulate the code, see the code, and do what you need to do with the code. With that being said, it says he will help build a dependency-free application that parses prompt templates and converts them into interactive input forms. Based on the research, the core logic will involve identifying placeholder syntax like variable, variable, or variable, and dynamically generating a form for them. Here is the complete self-contained HTML file for your application. You can copy and paste and run it directly. So the reason, like I said, the reason why I like using DeepSeek and using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is because this run right here. Once the code is ready, I'm going to be able to hit run and actually be able to view it without having to go to the other platforms I normally go to. And if you want to learn more, please make sure that you have subscribed. And then you're going to fill out a simple form to request assistance, right? Um, because the real issue, the real matter is that you don't have the right ideas or you don't have any ideas. If you do have ideas, you don't know how to bring it to reality. And if you have bring it to reality, you don't know how to sell it. Either way, any one of those issues is something that I'm willing to assist you in tackling. Let's look right now at what the AI has generated. We hit the run button. Boom. This is what we have. It says Universal Prompt Builder. Paste a template with placeholders, e.g. role, topic, style, and build your custom prompt. So it has template. Use brackets like variable, or placeholder. It says your expert role 10 blah blah blah, and it says parse it. So let's go, and I'm going to close this out and I'm going to say, okay, so now I need a prompt um that I could use to test out the functionality of this application. Now, I still don't love the way this looks. I really don't. I don't love the way it looks. And honestly, though, this is such a a one-off, what's the word? This is such a one-off application. It's so simple, so easy, that I really don't know just exactly what would spice it up, right? Um, but let's at least test the functionality out real quick. Um, I shouldn't have allowed it to research or deep think. I should have just had it do it. So let's see. So I'm copying this first one. We're going to scroll up. We're going to hit run. We're going to copy and paste it here. We're going to hit parse. And it says role, content type, topic, target audience, tone, desire, desired action, and audience. What's the difference between these two? Hold on, let me see what. Yeah, why did it give me audience twice? Target audience, tone, desired action, copy. There we go. Okay, so it still had the old text inside. That's what it was. All right, so we're going to say an expert YouTuber, right? Oops. Expert YouTuber. And we're going to put that in here. Informative and actionable. Okay, we're going to try that. Creating long form YouTube videos. Beginning YouTubers and intermediate YouTubers. Okay. The tone is going to be um, authoritative yet inquisitive. And desired action is going to be to subscribe. Okay, we're going to keep it like that. And let's see, generate the prompt. So now we scroll down here. It says, act as an expert YouTuber. Write an informative, actionable, and actionable, hmm, a formative, formative. Oh, content type. So what to make? I should have said video. Right? If I do that again, act as an informative, actionable video about, all right, creating long form content, long form videos, for beginning YouTubers and intermediate YouTubers. Use an authoritative yet inquisitive tone and include a call to action about. Okay. So this is gonna. Hmm. Okay. So this is not half bad. I see create long form YouTube videos. So what I'm going to say is what we have here is okay. Sometimes the sentence structure needs to be um, I'm going to try to hurry this up because I even need to head out a little bit sooner. Um, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to say, I think I see a bug in the code. Um, Currently, when it comes to the topic, I still see brackets and parentheses um, after or on the final prompt output. So I think that definitely needs to be addressed. Um, I don't think that's supposed to be there. I'm yeah, I don't think that's supposed to be there. So check out the code or look through the code and fix that. Furthermore, I think that the code should be cognizant of um, the sentence structure. So there should be a way for it to recognize and know when words inputted, what word should come after or before a specific word. Um, I think I should give a specific example. When I took and input your prompt into the field, I used the first prompt that you suggested, and I said that the individual was a expert YouTuber. And the content type, I guess I should have put long form video. And the topic is about creating engaging long form videos, with the target being new and old YouTubers. I said the tone was supposed to be informative, no, authoritative, yet inquisitive. With the desired action for I put to subscribe, um, because that's how one might speak, to subscribe to the channel, right? Okay. And the prompt that I got said about to subscribe to the channel at the end. It should have known to change about or remove about, call to action to subscribe is what would have made a little bit more sense. Um, or the output prompt was act as a YouTuber, write a long form video about creating engaging long form videos for new and old YouTubers. Use an authoritative yet inquisitive tone and include a call to action about to subscribe to the channel. So we definitely need to update the code for that issue or those issues. And another thing, the input field shouldn't have text already filled in that would shark. I gotta say all that again. The input field should not have text populated already. That will have to be deleted in order for a user to use the input field. All of the input fields should be wraparound input fields, meaning that uh, it doesn't go on continuously when inputting information. Um, the topic needs fixing. That field currently still produces the brackets and the quotation marks. And the look needs to be more technological and modern at the same time overall. I would suggest looking up more uh, AI UI, um, or just looking up good UI practices and create from that. Okay, so maybe this might work. So we're gonna go down. I'm sorry that there's no like complete structure to what I'm asking of the AI. I literally see what's working and see what I like, and then I just simply talk to it. Mainly because I just need the thing done. I just need it created. Um, and typically, you don't, even if it takes an hour and a half or 2 hours, that's not 8 hours. That's not 12 hours. That's not 10 hours. That's not a week. That's not 7 years. So that it doesn't matter just as long as it's done. And then what I need to do is sell it. And you guys will be able to find it in my WAP community. Right now, I am making a WAP community so that you guys can grab done for you products, so that I could show you just exactly how to sell them, how easy it is, where to place the links. Because the ultimate goal is for us to have products that can actually make money. And so that means that we need to list them in places. So I'll show you how to list them on your Facebook, to list them on YouTube, to list them on application websites like Aptoid, AppPure, um, Google Play. The list continues. But the ultimate goal is to have a plethora of tools, of tricks, of skills that you can monetize relatively easily, relatively quickly. So here's what it's done for the CSS. Here's what it's done for the Java. Um, so what I'm going to ask it to do, because it did do this relatively quickly. Okay, implement these fixes into the main code alongside the previously generated code as well. Um, or merge the two with the fixes. So I copy, and instead here goes like this. And so I'm just going to scroll up and see what it generated last, which was, it says here's, first of all, I think it did the searches earlier. Yep. So it goes and does the searches. The core issue is that your template parser incorrectly treated placeholders name as field values. Here's a correction to ensure field starts empty and only user's input is used in the final prompt. So step, it's going to, it says the old logic correctly finds variable, keep this step. Create input fields. So it's create the input fields, set value, placeholder, and then it says generate final prompt. Keep this step, but ensure that you are replacing the original template text, not a version that has already been modified. An example of the correct JavaScript parsing template. This is what it shows. So the old created one had the input field value equals placeholder name. The new one has create an empty input field placeholder hint, right? So input value equals blase blase, field starts empty, input field placeholder name, replace these things. So it just has a hint within the first start of the input field. Then it says to prevent the text from overflowing. So here's what it's doing for the CSS. And third, adopt a modern technological aesthetic. So it looks like it didn't see. It looks like it didn't see the fix. It didn't fix what I wanted it to fix. It looks like it's still going to incorrectly take and place those brackets where they don't need to be. But we're gonna see. I specified quotation marks, so maybe it might be able to change those. So we're gonna see. We're gonna scroll. We're gonna scroll. We're gonna scroll. It says technological implementation. I need to focus on 4 main areas based on the user's complaints. Ensuring input fields start empty. I think when it was thinking technological, it was thinking of how it's created, not necessarily how it looks. So let's run this. Oh, this does look better. But what the insert a prompt template? I mean, PromptForge. I like that a lot, but this does look better. Create writer, generate a blog post. Okay, and then parse the prompt. Okay. The product type is going to be a mug. The product name is Morning Mud. No. That, so I'm going to say not a mug, but coffee. Primary goal is to make you more alert. And demographic is the coffee I'm going to say the daily coffee consumer. Platform is going to be YouTube. Key benefits, alert, and ready for anything. Desired action is to buy now. Budget range of, we're going to say $50. Can I do this? Yeah. Generate the final prompt. Develop a market strategy for a coffee called Morning Mud. The primary goal is to make you more alert. Target the daily coffee consumer demographic on YouTube. The core message should emphasize alert and ready for anything. Okay. Include a simple social media post and a suggested call to action for buy now. Budget $50. Hmm. That's not that wasn't half bad. That wasn't half bad at all. It took a little bit of time as it should, but that wasn't half bad at all with these pre-filled ones. Um I don't think we need these here. I don't think we need to tell people what's the recognized placeholders. That's taking up space, unnecessary space. Um Insert a prompt template or to mark where information should go. So I don't think we need both of these can be removed. Um these templates right here I think are pretty nice, pretty good. And the parse button is good. Fill in the details, that's good. Okay, okay. And your final prompt, that's also good. So what I want to change is just removing this upper half. Literally, I just want insert prompt template. That's it. And actually, I can manipulate that within the code. Because I could just remove all of this and it'll just go away. So asking the AI to do it's kind of waste, kind of a waste. And all fields start empty. Okay, no. Right, of course, all the fields are supposed to start empty, but it missed my topmost field. Okay, so since I'm removing this out of here, right? Hold on. Let me run that one more time. But yeah, I don't like this. I want this empty too. So I'm going to say the first input field where you paste your template should also have a hint, but not have text already filled in. That was the part I was talking about earlier. I definitely do like the new color scheme. I do like the name PromptForge. That sounds pretty good. Um, I would like to change the text that gives you all this information on what kind of prompt to insert to just say insert a prompt template. That's it. Also, I don't think it's important that the people who use this necessarily know the prompt format that they should have, because the prompt format or recognized placeholders that they should have, you should have already done the research to gather the bulk of them. So this should be accepting of most prompt templates. So with that being said, let's make these adjustments. Basically, keep the your suggested prompts like create writer, technical assistant, marketing strategist, and actually put another one, put application development at the top. Instead of making the buttons so long, make them like half, um, so you can actually fit. It looks like here you might be able to fit 6 in there instead of just these 3. So maybe make 2 more to go along the one I suggested. But as I stated previously, template should just have insert prompt template there. It doesn't need the extra information. Recognized placeholders is unnecessary because we should recognize any and all placeholders. And then the actual input field should be empty, maybe have a hint, and it should be empty uh, unless one of the buttons are pressed, to fill it in, to auto fill it in, or whether the person copies and pastes or types into that field. So if the AI is able to get this right, if DeepSeek is able to get this right, um, then this application will be complete and linked in the description to joining the Discord and WAP community. I haven't fully decided which one I'm going to solely focus on. So at least the Discord community, I know is going to be the one that most people are familiar with. Most people already have Discord and things of that nature. Um, so so I'm gonna be using that sometimes. But yeah, man, this is how fast, this is how easy it is. I didn't have to do any typing. As you can see, I'm just speaking into a microphone. Again, I wrote it in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript because it's easier, it's faster. If I want to make any changes to the code, I can simply by using the text file. I'm going to be releasing this as an APK file eventually, so I'm going to be using Hob Web to convert it into an APK file. If you want to see just exactly how that's done, please make sure you have subscribed. Please make sure that you like. Please make sure you follow. Please make sure that you don't miss out. And the reason why you want to join the Discord and or the WAP is because we're going to hold you accountable. We're going to look at your progress. We're going to evaluate what you create. We're going to also promote what you create. We're going to post it here in our comment section. We're going to make videos about your product. We're going to make videos, post them to TikTok. We're going to make videos and post them to Facebook, YouTube, all of that stuff. Because the truth of the matter is a rising tide lifts all boats. Okay. And so and it's cool because if you allow me, I can list it in the WAP community, right? I could list it in a store, in our own online store, in our own APK store, right? Our own app store, and people can purchase your app from our app store. But I simply need your help to be able to even do that. I can't create this all by myself. I can't do this all by myself, and neither can you. So we can do this together. Think of this channel as your channel as well. Your progress, your journey can all be documented here on Note to Self. Because sometimes I'm just talking to myself, but if I am talking to you, let me know with a like, a comment, and a subscribe. Wow, wow, wow. This is really going up. It's going up fast, and I can see. I think it's becoming sentient. All right, so that's what we have. Let before I even run it, let's see what it says it's done. It says it simplified the instructions. The first step now says insert a prompt template with minimal text. It emptied the template field. The main text area starts completely empty, no pre-filled example, and only populates when an example card is clicked or the user types/pastes. It says expanded examples. 6 example templates now fit on 2 rows with similar cards, including your requested application development as the first option. Enhanced parser. The template parser now recognizes multiple placeholder formats. Var, like all of these types. Blam, blam. It still don't have the quotation ones. Oh man, I think it's gonna miss those quotation ones. And now it says cleaner interface. Remove the recognized placeholders hint box as requested and created a more minimal interface. The application now starts with a completely empty text field as a cleaner. All right, so let's see. Paste your paste or type your template here. Example: you are a role writing topic. Okay, I could deal with that. Let's see. Paste. Oh no. So let me go. Let's go back up to our previous our previous not template, but previous. What's the word I'm looking for, man? It's our previous prompt. There it goes. Our copy prompt. Our test prompt. Man, I gotta scroll a lot. Let me grab that bar. Let me grab. Nope, not that. Okay. So let's go back up. Grab our prompt from the top here. I'm going to select the same one that gave us the issue initially, which was this one. Copy. We're going to scroll back down. We're going to run it. We're going to insert the prompt. We're going to hit parse the template. We're going to say by today, right? Tone. The tone is calm per fast. No. Okay. I don't think there's two S's, but yeah. I don't remember. That's sad. That's sad. I don't remember. I'm gonna keep two. I'm gonna keep one S. Target audience. I'm going to say people who want to make money online with AI. Okay. The topic is application creation with AI. Content type is going to be a video, and role is, let's say, AI in, let's say AI tech bro, just to be funny. Okay, so we hit generate prompt, and we get copy the polished prompt. So, yep, it did it again. So create a video about application creation with so I'm gonna say I was so confident in it doing it that it didn't do it. So I'm gonna say, I'm gonna bring up my speech to text again. And as a matter of fact, no. What I'm gonna do is, let's see if I can manipulate this. So let's find the, I guess, exclude it. Yeah, no, you can't edit this. You can only copy. So I'm gonna say it happened again where you didn't recognize the quotation marks as a placeholder. And you also didn't recognize the brackets after the quotation marks or before the quotation marks. Which to me was odd as well. Other than that, I like everything else. So just recompile the code with that fix. So I don't feel like typing it. But if you wanted to make the amendment yourself, you would look in the code for when, like, there's a part where it's excluding certain things. So, like for instance, it says var, 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 and var. So you might, here we go. So these are the things you just need to add to, right? So you would go here, highlight everything here, or highlight everything here, copy another line or copy and paste another line, space it down, give it the comma, and then what you would do is you would format it with, like right now we got all of the var name, var name, var name. So you put var name in the middle, and you would change, like you got these slight quotations here. So you would change like where this percent sign is, you would change that. And you would change those to the quotations. It's really that simple, really that easy, and that's it. You know, that's the fix. I'm just being lazy right now and don't feel like doing that, because I would like there to just be a um, I would like there to just be, what's the word I'm looking for? I would like there to just be a version of the code that I didn't write that is basically 100% good. Okay, so that would be my baseline code. I'll never be copying from the code base that is that has the malfunctions. Okay. Um and then from there you begin to build upon that. Okay. Just that simple, just that easy. And we're going, you've already seen it function. If you want more like this, if you like this, oh look, here's the reg edit also, right? So now capture the placeholders with optional single or double quotes, right? So look at that. We see quotations here, quotations there. And this is what we call reg-x, right? So you can find the information for reg-x and how things are formatted in Java, and so how things can be matched or excluded and things of that nature using JavaScript and using there's a reg-x template or reg-x page that has all that kind of stuff. So as you can see, var name match I replace, etc., right? And it's going to replace the things within these brackets. So just be mindful of all that kind of stuff. But by understanding these wee little bits of code, you can then manipulate it. You can then see when things are changing, see when things are happening, and you might just be also able to manipulate the code yourself and understand the code yourself. There's other replacements going on for, whole words, whole phrases, and boom, it's now going to work, showing that it's going to detect all of these. So if I run it here, paste that again. Oh, can't. There needs to be a back button for the old copy and paste that you use. Like a couple, like, oh, I copied things two copies ago, something like that. Cause that I'm doing now, we're doing a lot of copying and pasting. So I'm gonna go back to our test. All right, go scroll back down, and do remember that this is AI. So in theory, I can tell it to rewrite those test prompts, so I don't have to scroll up so high. I probably should do that. So I'm gonna run it. Gonna hit paste. Gonna scroll. Gonna hit create. I'm gonna just once again say desired action. Uh, Subscribe to the channel. Okay. Again, tone is gonna be calm, professional. Okay. Target audience is you. Okay. my topic. So it messed up on this topic right here. So we're gonna have to fix that. So enter topic. Um, money making. Content type is going to be a video, and the role is going to be YouTuber. It says, as a YouTuber, write a video about money making for you. As a calm professional tone. Use a calm professional tone and include a call to action about subscribe to the channel. Okay, okay, okay. Now let's see what it has for application development. Design an application for at purpose. The primary users are target users. Key features include this feature, that feature, and the third feature. Use the programming language framework and ensure the UI follows design principles. Consider these constraints, technical constraints, and budget constraints. Okay, that's good. So then we have technical assistant, creative writer, market strategist, education coach, and business um, analysis. Okay, and these this is exactly what I want. It's very simple, very easy, and I can give it to you in my store. So you guys can change the name, manipulate it however you want, and we did that. We did that in about an hour or so. Nice and easy, to the point, and man, so that's how fast you can create something with AI. It just starts with an idea, and it starts with a little bit of talking, um, and then you go from there. From there, you take and parse the text. You say what you need to say. You copy the prompt, okay, and you use that prompt with all of your AIs that you're working with. I know for a fact from now on I'm going to be using this design application thing as well. But here's what I'm going to do now with my um with the DeepSeek. I'm going to say design for me a prompt that would have assisted me in creating this application faster. Um, and I want you to design that prompt or create that prompt, format it as a prompt so that others can use that same prompt as well. So I'm going to do that for you guys. And that way you guys will be able to find that in the application that I just built. So it's looking over everything that we said, everything that we typed, and it's going for a meta prompt. It says the role. So the role, you are an expert full stack web developer specializing in creating clean, dependency-free, single-page applications with HTML, CSS, and vanilla JavaScript. Your expertise is in translating user requirements into fully functional, self-contained web applications. Context. I need to build a specialized web application. Please analyze the requirements below and generate the complete run runnable code for a single index HTML file. Oh, wow. Okay. Application requirements. Core purpose. Describe the primary function of the app in one sentence. Key logic behavior. Describe the main action, describe the user interface, describe the final output. Technical specifications. Zero dependencies, single file, mobile responsive, DOM based, manipulate the DOM directly using DOM, specific functions, user interface experience, visual style, layout, key UI rules, example, clarity optional. Let's see how to use this prompt. Example, placeholder fill-ins based on your project. So it says an app that lets users paste a prompt template with variables and transforms in it into a fillable form, outputting a clean final prompt. Specifications or specific function to implement. Write the regex to find placeholder patterns like var, 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 and quoted variants like var. Key UI rule, the main template input field must be empty. On load, example templates should populate only when a user clicks a choice. This prompt encapsulates the structure, thinking, and specific requirements that helped us build PromptForge efficiently. By using it, you or others can reliably generate the shorter code for a wide variety of utility web apps. Wow. So that's how you use AI, guys. That's how you use AI. So in our next videos, we're going to get to the selling portion of all of this. Please don't miss out on the content. And yeah.